Good afternoon and welcome to the Rant Reloaded live. As a WWE superstar Cody Rhodes is fond of saying, what do you want to talk about today? Sorry, I'm a big WWE fan, so anyway, this week's show is going to run a little bit long because, well, I know what I want to talk about today and I have a lot to say about it. So, let's get started. Recently, Fox News let go of not one, but two of their biggest hosts, Tucker Carlson from The Tucker Carlson Show and Dan Bongino from The Dan Bongino Show. Now, though there is no clear-cut explanation for these releases, there is some speculation at least regarding Tucker's release from the news media giant. Apparently, one speculation is the result of a lawsuit filed by Tucker's former producer, Abby Grossberg, who claims Tucker Carlson fostered a toxic work environment in which producers allegedly would make vulgar remarks, sexist remarks, stuff like that. Supposedly there's some text to go along with that, but none of those have been released, so they can't be confirmed. However, here's my thought. If it was producers making the remarks, then I don't see how this is Tucker's fault. Also, Mrs. Grossberg, according to the Epoch Times, had stated that she has never actually met Tucker Carlson in person because she works in Fox News' New York office, and during her time there, Tucker has never stepped foot in the New York Fox headquarters, preferring to film his show in studios near his homes. As such, Carlson and Grossman have never actually crossed paths. So, for me, this reasoning for Tucker's release from Fox just doesn't seem to completely hold up. Of course, the rest of the news media like ABC, CNN, CBS, they're all using this to trash Tucker and trash Fox News. So, that's kind of to be expected. Left wing are like piranhas when something that is predominantly conservative and right wing fall under the microscope. Anyway, I find two things of worthy note just before his release. Tucker did a show about big news companies catering to the wishes of their biggest advertiser, Big Pharma. Also, he often did in that show, as well as in that show, he spoke out against COVID vaccines, and while Tucker claimed Fox was not one of these media outlets that practiced this, everyone knows it's dangerous for a journalist's career to challenge the pharmaceutical industry, especially if they are one of your network's biggest sponsors. I mean, these are people who control whether or not grandma can afford to get the life-saving medication that she needs or not. And sadly, many times drug companies choose their bottom profit line over human life. But that's a story for maybe another time. Another key point that I think this show had something to do with Tucker's release is apparently the termination has come out of left field, which is to mean Tucker had no clue he was about to get the axe, so to speak. As he closed out the show, as he did every show, telling his viewers he would see them on Monday. Alas, this was not to be the case. Now, if this was the reason for Fox cutting ties with Tucker, I have to still side with Tucker on this. I have always believed that the COVID vaccines were dangerous, and as they were fast-tracked onto the market, meaning they never actually underwent proper FDA testing. And we are now seeing the unfortunate results of that. In fact, according to Epoch Times, U.S. officials have now officially rejected providing compensation for people diagnosed with COVID-19 vaccine-related injuries. So if there is officially denying them the benefits, then they are also at the same time admitting that these injuries did occur, and they're not just willing to pay compensation for them. And they had to know that injury would result because when the vaccines first came out, the vaccine companies were given blanket exemption against any lawsuits related to their vaccine. Why is this? Unless the government at the time, fully run by Democrats at the time, didn't at least have a reasonable suspicion that the COVID-19 vaccines could do more harm than good to many people. Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, so I do apologize. We'll come back to that at a later date. But continuing on with the Fox releases, other speculation suggests that the head of Fox News Network, Lachlan Murdoch, has designs to sell Fox News to the leftist conglomerate, or to a leftist conglomerate, don't know which one. And that there is concern because of Tucker and Bongino's seemingly over-the-top yet very true hardline conservative reporting styles. This could queer the possibility of any such deal or sale, although admittedly I haven't seen much on the Dan Bongino release except for Fox News giving their standard template statement when they release a talent by saying of both in different statements that it was great to work with them, being Carlson and Bongino, and we wish them the best of luck. But nowhere in those statements do they release a reason for terminating two of their highest rated broadcasters. Many former Fox News talents like Tommy Lauren have reacted to at least Tucker's release, with one saying, "You're finally free, enjoy," or something to that effect. I can't remember the exact phrase, to be honest with you. So what is really going on over at Fox that they feel a need to terminate top talent like Carlson and Bongino? Well, it's purely speculation at this point, with neither Fox nor former talent offering an exact explanation. But I do believe that the rumors about the sale of Fox to the leftist conglomerate may very well hold some accuracy, coupled along with Tucker's recent broadcast against the media networks in COVID-19 vaccination. At least I find these more viable than firing him over a suit from a woman who has never actually met Tucker. But also, Fox News Network has paid out millions in suits and didn't fire their talent. So, again, the lawsuit doesn't hold up as a reason for their termination. Truth is, we know the mainstream media is owned by those who don't want to report the news, but instead they want to control the narrative. And it would appear that the conservative-loved Fox News is much the same, only that they hide it better, knowing that their conservative-based viewership would not be accepting of Fox doing this. According to recent reports and statistics, Fox has lost hundreds of thousands of people who are abandoning Fox News after the release of Tucker Carlson, resulting in a whopping 56% of viewership. This is according to 11 News out of Houston, Texas, who is a CBS affiliate, and I'm sure when it comes time for sweeps that the media mongols like CBS, CNN, and the others will be thrilled that Fox has basically sabotaged themselves by releasing top talent. And Tucker and Dan aren't the first releases from Fox News, having previously released top talent like Liv Ingram, Tommy Lauren, etc., all of whom were hardline conservative commentators who spoke the truth about things regardless of potential consequences. All I can say to Tucker and Dan is I love your shows, and I hope you will continue to saturate social media with them as independent journalists, because regardless of Fox's short-sightedness, both of you have very established viewer bases who love your shows. Also, I have to admit, there's something about independent journalism that's rewarding. No, you don't get the big contractual payday you get with networks, but also, as Tommy Lauren stated, you're free. Free to say what you wish without worry of censorship or suspension. Free of some hack producer or network exec telling you what to talk about and unsolicited advice on how to say it so they don't look bad. It's no longer about making the network look good. It's about now all about you and your loyal viewership and how you look to them. So I too wish you both the very best, and I hope to see you broadcasting again in the hard-hitting ways that you both do so well. Now, there's something else I wish to address, and I want to first apologize for all the beeping. I forgot to turn off the alerts on my computer, so they're all pouring through. Okay? Anyhow, here's something else I wish to address, and I hope you will bear with me for just a little bit longer. I know we're already approaching the 15-minute mark, and we're going to bypass that. But while I don't drink myself, for many sports fans across America, there's a big elephant in the room. Since its creation in 1852, Anheuser-Busch's Bud and Bud Light has been a mainstay for not only sporting events, but has been a symbol of patriotism. And now, until now that is, the Bud Light people at Anheuser have now who have managed to stay out of the political, socio-economical drama of things till now, because Anheuser has chosen to embrace wokeness of transgenderism and entered a sponsorship contract with a transgender spokesperson. And since its first commercial release featuring their new so-called spokeswoman, and I use that term begrudgingly, because in my book it's not a woman. But anyway, Anheuser stock has tanked. And to say that, I want to pardon the pun, but they have almost hit the bottom of the barrel, or the bottom of the keg, as it were. Well, why? Because the largest consumers in America of Bud Light products and Bud products are conservatives. Really, Anheuser, you didn't see this coming? You betray your customer base with leftist propaganda, and your media directors don't warn you of the possible fallout? I mean, seriously. As a result of this fallout, at least one of the advertising executives with Anheuser-Busch has since taken a leave of absence. And as I said, Anheuser stock has plummeted in spite of veiled attempts to placate their conservative base by allegedly releasing a mass social media campaign. By the way, none of this campaign have I seen on social media, featuring their old patriotic style message. But conservative consumers are simply not falling for it. And maybe because they feel betrayed and now feel that Anheuser-Busch company is trying to manipulate them for the sake of sales. In spite of all this, Anheuser has maintained their contract with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Sorry, I had problems pronouncing that. So it kind of looks like doing one thing with one hand while you've got the knife in your back behind the other. Anyhow, they've continued their contract with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, and this is something a former Anheuser executive has said that conservatives will not forget or forgive so easily, and it's showing. Anheuser wake up American. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit flustered here, and I apologize, but seriously, Anheuser, wake up. Americans, and particularly sports fans, love their beer. They love their sense of loyalty and ethics even more. And frankly, they do feel that you have betrayed both of those things. And frankly, I don't disagree. Go back to doing what you're good at, making good beer, and leave the politics and wokeness crap to others, because no one wants to feel their beer is pushing them into an alternative lifestyle. Anheuser, take your Bud Light, and learn to stay in your lane. Well, that's all I have for now, and I want to thank you for bearing with me and watching. Please smash the like, follow, or subscribe buttons, and we would love to read your comments, so please leave comments. And remember, we will be doing this live broadcast again, hopefully without some of the stuttering and etc. I kind of flubbed up this broadcast. I apologize. Anyway, we'll be redoing it live again at 6 p.m. Same show, so you can watch if you didn't catch this entire show. Please tell your friends and family, and we hope to have you there. And, of course, next week's show will again be at noon and 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Till then, be blessed, and remember, if today's political climate isn't pissing you off, then you're not paying attention.